If you'd asked me 10 years ago what love looked like before I learned the 5 lessons I'm going to share with you today, I'd have described it as a Jane Austen novel. Specifically, my favorite one, Pride and Prejudice. That's what I pictured as my love life. I believed in soulmates, I believed in butterflies in my tummy and fairy tale endings, and I still do. I'm still a huge romantic. Like, I typically won't read a book or watch a movie unless there's a love story in it, unless there's also zombies, maybe. That's the only exception. Let me know in the comments if you're a big romantic, if you can relate. But now I see love through a very different lens. I am forever a romantic at heart, but today I want to share 5 of the realest lessons I've learned in my own relationship and in coaching other women. Things that no fairy tale ever taught me. I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. I'm here to tell you the truth behind lasting love based on my own experience. Hey, gorgeous, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mireille Nicole. I'm the creator of the Happily Ever After method, and I'm all about helping you tackle the tough stuff in love with grace and wisdom. I also post videos about non-toxic living and healthy eating, so if you're into that kind of stuff, I'd love for you to stick around and subscribe. Okay. So today I'm going to share with you the 5 biggest lessons I learned in my own relationship and what is creating lasting love for us as a couple. Like most of you watching, I had to learn my lessons the hard way. I've had my heart broken, of course. I've made mistakes. I've even been divorced. And I've also built something incredibly beautiful with my husband of 4 years, and we've been together 11 years now. Not because it was easy or we were handed some rom-com script to follow, or not even because I was a relationship coach, because back then I wasn't a relationship coach, but because I did the work. Now, before we dive in, I created something really special for you. It's called the Relationship Success Checklist with powerful, actionable things you can do today to increase intimacy, deepen your connection, and create lasting love. The link is in the description below. Now, let's talk about the 5 lessons. Actually, I'm going to throw in a bonus 6th lesson, and that's the one that really shaped my view of love the most. So make sure to watch until the end. Okay, lesson number 1. Arguments are not the end. I used to think that if we argued, we were failing. But I've learned that arguments, they don't break relationships. Avoidance does. What happens after the argument does. Conflict is not necessarily a red flag. It's actually a sign of intimacy. It means that you care enough to be honest, to share things, to want to work on things when you're doing conflicts right, of course. And it's actually a potential for growth as a couple. You actually need arguments of some sort or disagreements to feel satisfaction in your relationship. That's how you develop a we can overcome anything kind of mindset. And also, you get to look back and see how far you've come, which deepens your bond. What matters is how you argue. Are you trying to win, or are you trying to understand? It also matters what happens after the argument. Are you able to move forward and reconnect without holding grudges? My partner and I still have disagreements, but we've learned to slow down, to listen and take the ego out of the equation. We don't take things so personally anymore. Well, for the most part, most of the time. We're not perfect, that's the point, and you don't have to be either. Lesson 2. Forgiveness is essential. No one teaches you that you'll have to forgive a lot in your relationship. That photo that you see on social media, that cute old couple holding hands with the hashtag relationship goals, they've probably had to forgive each other like a gazillion times. Now, I'm not talking about forgiving super toxic patterns or behaviors or abuse, but in any real relationship, you're going to hurt each other sometimes. You're going to disappoint. You're going to say the wrong thing. You're going to be in a bad mood because you're human and you have emotions. And at the end of the day, we're all flawed human beings, and that is okay. But if you can't forgive, like really forgive, and move forward without weaponizing the past or holding a grudge or feeling resentment, that's when the relationship stays stuck. Forgiveness is not weakness, it's strength. And know that you might have to forgive without an apology. That is like probably the biggest lesson within this lesson. And I know this can be a tough one, like a tough pill to swallow, but if this can give you hope, I've noticed that when I've forgiven my husband for things he maybe didn't apologize for in the moment or shortly after, out of nowhere, he ends up apologizing when I do this work, when I do the things I share on this channel. And I can think of a particular case where it took a few years for him to apologize. And actually, he apologized like when we were in a trip in Cuba, and I totally wasn't expecting it. And it just came out of nowhere. And the beauty is that I had moved past it when the apology came. And that just made it even just so much more impactful because I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't needing it. All right, lesson number 3, men and women are different. Okay, this one might sound old school or old fashioned, but hear me out. Men and women are wired differently. And while every individual is unique, ignoring those core differences between men and women can lead to so much unnecessary friction. For example, how men process stress versus how women do it, how we give love and receive love. Once I stopped expecting my partner to think like me and started understanding him as he is, it changed how we connected. It changed our dynamic together. Differences aren't the problem, misunderstanding them is. And I'd say refusing to acknowledge them is. Science actually shows that men and women are physiologically different. We respond differently to arguments. A man's blood pressure will stay up a lot longer than a woman's. And this has to do with survival, right? So a man will stay kind of worked up and high blood pressure and like ready for attack because he's trying to protect, he's trying to defend. Whereas a woman, her blood pressure will go down sooner because she has more of a caretaker role traditionally, right? She's there to nurture. Even a man's brain is structured differently. We're equally intelligent, of course, but we process, store, and retrieve information in different ways. And actually, the two halves in the brain that are connected by this tissue called the corpus callosum are different. It's different between men and women. So it's apparently narrower in men. And this means that they don't connect words and emotions as easily as women do. Men and women also have completely different hormonal cycles. So men generally follow a daily cycle and women follow a monthly cycle. But the bottom line, I could go on and on here, but the bottom line is that we are different, and that's actually a good thing. We literally complement each other. Lesson 4, love is a marathon, not a sprint. I used to be obsessed with the right now. So fixing things in the moment, addressing issues as soon as they came up, reacting to whatever emotion stirred within me without intention or forward thinking. And that's the key here. But real love, it's not just about how you feel today and addressing things today. It's about how you show up consistently. It's about timing. It's about being deliberate. It's about trusting in certain universal truths. In a relationship, you're building something, and that means zooming out. Not every season will feel like a rom-com, obviously, right? But when you keep showing up intentionally and with that 30,000-foot view through the hard seasons, that's when you build something unbreakable, an unshakable bond. If you've been following me a while, you'll know that we're avid mountain bikers, my husband and I. And a few years back, I actually recorded a video about lessons that you can learn from mountain biking and how it relates to relationships. And one of them is to always look far ahead. In mountain biking, if you're looking at that tree right in front of you, you're going to hit it. You're going to bike right into it. And it's the same thing with immediate issues in your relationship. If that's all you focus on, you'll stay stuck there. You'll keep literally banging your head. Lesson number 5, you're on 2 different spiritual journeys. This is the most profound lesson for me, like from a woo-woo perspective. I had to realize that my partner and I are on this earth with our own unique mission and lessons that we're here to learn. We're both whole people on our own unique, separate spiritual paths or journeys. And sometimes we're aligned, sometimes we're out of sync because maybe we have different experiences we're supposed to have while living this life. And that is okay. Whenever things get off track with my husband, I ask myself, what am I meant to learn from this? In what ways can I grow? And when it gets really tough, because it does, and I feel overwhelmed or it seems hopeless, I remind myself I was meant for this. You were meant for this. It's all part of a master plan. Okay, here's the bonus lesson. Love is not linear. So, like I mentioned earlier on in the video, I am divorced. So, I've had a previous, obviously, marriage, a previous love story. And one of the big things that, one of the really hard parts of divorce oftentimes is just realizing that, you know, you're not going to have that typical love story that everyone else has, right? That you're going to start over maybe later in life, right? So I was 35 when I got divorced. I got remarried at 42. Whereas you look at other people, and I would look at my friends, and, in their 20s, they got married and everything, they had kids and everything followed this perfect linear journey. And what I realized is it's not going to be the same for everyone. And you know what? At the end of the day, that is okay. You can still have an amazing fairy tale. And even love isn't linear from the perspective of growing together as a couple. Even our growth as a couple, my husband and I, hasn't always been linear. Sometimes we take 2 steps forward and then we take a step back, or sometimes it feels like we're taking even 3 steps back. But when you're applying the skills and working on them and just using what I'm talking about on this channel, you're never actually starting over. It might feel like it's not linear, but it's like the stock market where it goes up and down and up and down. But over time, you're always ahead. You're actually, in the grand scheme of things, growing in a somewhat linear, kind of more messy fashion, but it's still going up. I hope these lessons transform you as much as they did for me. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and drop a comment below. Let me know which lesson really hit home for you the most. And if you're ready to stop guessing and start building the kind of love that actually lasts, go download the Relationship Success Checklist. It's free. I'll put the link in the comments and in the description, and it'll really help you connect with your partner. And seriously, like, just choose one thing on that list and try it tonight. You'll be amazed at what a small intentional shift can do. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time, and watch this video next.